Goeiedag, good day, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world.
I've been looking around for salvation. I've been looking around for the truth. All around me I see frustration, and I looked all over till I found you. I sit and listen to your stories, and you're telling me, please don't worry. Lot in this world you should know, and love in life is where you should go. If you're looking for somewhere to go, if you're looking for someone to know, if you're looking for someone to guide you, then love in life will guide you.
Goeienaand. Good evening, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world. I hope you like the new backdrop. These are the 5 paintings that will be auctioned for charity in the future by Lynn Ward. Beautiful, beautiful paintings. Now, first off tonight, before we get on to Elandsfontein, I think it's very important we get an update on what's happening on the ground with Izak van Zyl. And I'm delighted that we'll have Marinda joining us in the next minute to give us an update, and then after we've spoken to Marinda, I will then be speaking to Marius a few minutes later about what's going on in Elandsfontein. But let's have a chat to Marinda first. Okay. Getting Marinda on the Skype. Hi, Marinda.
Good evening, Scott.
How are you?
Under circumstances, I'm good.
That's good
tired,
to hear.
long day, but I'm okay.
You're a very brave lady. Now, you've asked to come on tonight to let everybody know how Izak is and how the operation went and so on. Can you give us an update?
Yes, I can give you quickly an update. He was in the theater from 8 o'clock this morning until just after 2. They said the operation went well, and then about just after 5, they picked up some bleeding, so he went back to theater for another 1 hour. I've spoke to the doctor about half an hour ago, and he told me they've stopped the bleeding and he's stable again, and he believed that everything will be fine tonight.
Fantastic. And what is the predictions he'll be able to come out and get home and recover?
I think they will give us the amounts that are outstanding between tomorrow and Wednesday, because we now have to pay for another 1 hour in theater that wasn't quoted for. So right. Yeah, it's quite hectic.
Well, don't worry. This channel will support you, and I'm sure we'll raise that money quite quickly. Just let us know what's involved, and we'll throw our weight behind you. Okay.
Okay, as soon as we've got the final figures and we can do reconciliation about what is outstanding, I will give a full update.
Fantastic. Now, what are your movements tonight? Are you going to just stay at home and wait for calls just to make sure everything is going okay? What's happening tonight?
I can't go into the hospital. I'm not allowed to go in there, so it's very difficult for us as it is. He's not allowed to have his phone in the Unity East now, so I can't even speak to him myself. My movements is I'm going to phone the hospital every 2 hours to get an update.
Right. All right. Well, look, if anything happens, please. It's 4 o'clock in the morning here, so I'm going to be here basically for the rest of your night. So if anything happens, just please, just feel free to Skype me, and we'll have a chat about it.
I will do so, but I believe everything will be fine tonight.
I know everything will be fine. I have absolutely no doubt everything will be fine. And I just want to say to everybody who's watching the live stream right now, please pray for Izak. This man is far too important to South Africa for anything to happen. And of course, what's happening right now at Elandsfontein is quite terrible. And I'm going to be speaking to Marius in a minute about what's going on in Elandsfontein. And he's with the Boerelegioen, so they're very involved in helping out the situation there. Alrighty, Marlena, look, please take care. Izak's going to be just fine, okay? And
thank you.
And we'll catch up again soon.
I will send all the updates I've got to Marlena, and I will keep you informed as well.
Okay then, take care, and we'll catch up again soon. Bye for now.
Thank you, bye.
Okay, now let's get on to the main subject for tonight, and that is what the heck is going on at Elandsfontein. Now, yesterday I put up a video which carried some audio, and I just want to play you a clip which goes about 5 minutes, and you're going to just hear audio. You're going to hear Ian Cameron from AfriForum saying that everything is fine. He's talking about on Sunday, and you'll hear some audio clips from people who are obviously very, very fearful of their lives and the lives of their loved ones. So there's a lot of conflict going on as to what is actually happening in Elandsfontein. So let me just play that audio clip for you now, and then we will get Marius on straight after that.
Goeienaand, dit is Ian Cameron, hoof van gemeenskapsveiligheid by AfriForum. Dit is nou 19:30, 5 Julie. Ek wil net terugvoer gee oor die grondgryp aan die suide van Johannesburg, Elandsfontein. Daar is gerugte wat die rond te doen oor honderde mense wat begin saamdrom om te mobiliseer van Vlakfontein af in Elandsfontein in. Ek wil beklemtoon dat dit onwaar is. Dit is nie wat tans daar gebeur nie. Ek herhaal, dit is nie wat tans daar gebeur nie. Daar is nie 'n groot groep mense wat begin saamdrom om te mobiliseer in Elandsfontein nie. Hierdie gerugte moet asseblief gestaak word. Daar was 'n klein groepie van 15 mense terwyl ons en die polisie nou daar was wat besig was om met die media te skakel. Hulle het ook onttrek toe ons onttrek het. Tans is dinge rustig daar. Ons wil dit graag so hou en ons verskeie stappe wat môre geneem word om te kyk hoe ons die situasie verder kan ontlont. Ek wil asseblief vir mense vra om nie onnodig soontoe te gaan of gemoedere verder op te jaag nie. Dit is belangrik dat ons relevante inligting deel, dat ons nie vals nuus versprei nie, dat ons ook nie te veel video's versprei wat nie die waarheid is van die huidige stand van sake nie. Ek beklemtoon weer, daar is nie tans 'n groot groep wat besig is om daar saam te drom, om te mobiliseer nie. Alles is tans rustig op Elandsfontein. Versprei dit asseblief, deel dit met soveel as moontlik mense. Ons sal môre, en dit is dus maandag 6 Julie, verder terugvoer gee van AfriForum gemeenskapsveiligheid se kant af, ook verdere terugvoer oor die hofbevel wat ons 2 weke gelede bekom het, ook die hofbevel van die munisipaliteit 'n week gelede bekom het.
Okay, the suggestion from Ian Cameron from AfroForum, and I respect the guy greatly, is that everything is under control. Don't worry about it. It's all overblown. Don't panic. We'll sort it out. I'm going to play you a number of audio clips that I received from someone who's from the area. Stephen, a huge shout out to you. He actually sent me these clips. And they're people who live at Elandsfontein. You listen to what they're saying. You listen to what they're thinking. You listen to the fear in their voices and tell me that there's not something wrong happening there. I'm going to put I'll put one video clip up of a lady who's begging for help at the end of the audio clip. So listen through the audio.
Guys, I'm just going to play the first two audios. I put a link to the full video in the side chat.
And then later we'll look at things after that.
Hi, Mummy. Sorry, yesterday was hectic. We just got home now. We got there at 8 o'clock in the morning. It was good. We had quite a few numbers show up, which is good, but not the amount that we were needing. The crowd got out of control yesterday. They started pushing us back and they started attacking the police van. They threw rocks and things under his tires and started banging on his vehicle. And he drove over everything that they threw in front of him. And then Clinton left the area because they started petrol bombing his house. And then after the whole crowd thing, we had to all go to Clinton's house to go and protect him because they started threatening to kill him and all of that. So we went there to protect him. We ended up staying the whole night, kept night watch and everything. The house was being watched. They blocked off the roads with rocks and old mattresses and all sorts of things. So yeah, I've had a fun night. I'm so exhausted. Just got home now. Hi. Oh yeah, thank you. Alright, thanks. Oh, Chief! Oh, off here now. Garvey.
It's just me. I'm just going to bring Curry Ann's headset for a radio back.
Chief! Relax!
Yeah, my mom's not angry or anything. She's just relieved we are all safe. Nope, not at all.
He just said she's not angry at anybody. Chief, please now, calm down, please.
Although if my mom asks me,
Okay, sorry, I'll continue just now.
Hi, Debbie. Could you please just post that the crowd has moved off? They have again threatened my son. They've told him, well, they were shouting across that they want him because they're going to kill him. They reckon that they're coming back for us tonight again. They will be here tonight. Please, if you can just let the group know that it has quietened down and we have got additional backup that has just arrived. So at this point in time, we are okay. I'm going to let everybody else know as well. Thank you.
Okay, I think you can see the two sides of the story there. Now, what we're going to hear tonight is Marius, who, as I said, is from Boerelegioen, and he is in direct hourly contact with the people at the farmhouse that's been invaded, so he knows exactly what's happening. So let me get Marius on so we can get the show on the road. Give me a second. Hi, Marius.
Hello, Scott.
How are you? That's
Fine,
better.
and you?
That's better. I hope you got your Paul Kruger pipe with you as well.
Yes, for sure. It never goes without it.
Okay, now let's get into the serious subject, which is what is going on at Elandsfontein. Now, just to start off, tell us about how you are involved, where you're getting your intelligence from. Just give us the actual line of contact.
Okay, I'm gonna first say I didn't know about the situation until yesterday. I returned from a meeting and I read up and I see this chaos going on there, and there's very little support for what is going on. Nevertheless, the organization National Crime Assist, they have taken control and they have secured the residents, one specific resident there. There was around about 400 invaders there at the time, yesterday, during the day.
Was this on Sunday?
And on Sunday, and only about 20 at max guys to resist. So they were vastly outnumbered, and the police did react when the resident phoned. They took quite a while, but they reacted with 2 police vans. They would clearly not been able to if the situation went further, they wouldn't have been able to address it. One petrol bomb was thrown at the house. It didn't have a reaction other than showing that the guys will use that kind of force. So the situation is that there is 2 different court orders that this invasion was illegal, and the residents actually wants to push this through now with intimidation. We have spoken today with senior members of the DA in the Midvaal area, and they trying their best to secure it. I must say, although I'm not a DA supporter by far, I do appreciate the help, especially from the speaker there, Mr. Freddie Peters. He's very helpful, and they try their utmost to get the situation under control. From the ANC side, we haven't got any communication. We don't know what their position is, if they actually my view is that they might actually be supporting this by not supplying the correct police to contain the situation. Nevertheless, after I became aware of this, I decided that this is a case of principle. If we let this slide, we're in for a surprise. If the invaders seize one property, the next one and the next one will come.
Exactly.
So as we cannot allow this to happen. It's a pity that the guys only had 20 men there on feet and poorly armed. So, but they stood their ground, and one can be proud of them. They didn't flinch. They stayed calm. All the right aspects were present. So, nevertheless, I've put out a voice note, and a number of people have already responded. We're going out there from tomorrow. We will have more people there, and the guys who has been there can also go and rest a bit, because there's people who's pushing 20 hours a day there, and they cannot maintain that.
Right. Now, you're getting your information directly from the farmhouse, aren't you?
Yes, I've spoken to them just now to find out what the situation is. We are trying to get information from the other side, which is very difficult, and you don't know what to believe and what not to believe, but we're working on that. As for the police, there is now more senior guy involved, which we have some hope that they will stand the ground. My point in this is international law say you have the right to life, and you have the right to defend your property. And the whole world has already told the ANC, you're on the wrong route. This is not going to fly. They still want to push it through. And now these things start to happen. And this is nothing else than political goals which they want to achieve. And they already stated publicly that they will test this in courts. And once the occupiers have taken possession, we know it has happened over the years, you will not move them again. So this is quite critical, and that's why I made a call and say, basically, if I expect that somebody must risk their life to come and assist me when I'm in trouble, you must also do the same to other people. So I don't know these people. I found out that they're not Boers. They don't claim to be Boers. They were not involved in the fight we're having for our freedom, etc. But we as Boers need to go and assist them and contain the situation there, see how we can resolve it if we can, and we can just do our best with resources available.
Right. I just want to go back a couple of steps. You mentioned that the ANC are doing absolutely diddly squat to try and help the situation. Now, Ramaphosa has mobilized the army. Okay, so the army is mobilized. And I've seen the army driving through white suburban streets, with the police when they're telling people to stay in their houses. Now, where is the army in this situation? Why aren't they on the ground at Elandsfontein just making sure that this nonsense stops?
Scott, I've read today an article which claimed that the army have helped to originally, after the court have compelled the government to take action to remove these people. They were involved, but further than that article, I couldn't find somebody on the ground which can actually confirm that the army was involved. We got information today that on Wednesday, this is now 2 days from now, they have a cluster meeting with the police and they will send in reinforcements. So we quite nervous that the invaders might take the chance to try to pin off their pegs before the police. What is also concerning is that after the NCA guys removed the one person from his house, the new location he was being moved to, after life-threatening and the petrol bomb has been swinged at his house, the police actually leaked the new location to the invaders, which is absolutely no go. So we know we cannot trust the police. Wow. And that makes it very, very difficult in a situation where there can be life loss and blood flowing. And we're going with the intention, I'm a peace-loving person, so we're going to with the intention to resolve it and to maintain law and order. But when you have the police on the wrong side of a thing like this, it can go completely wrong. And we would like to get to more senior police officers which can actually prevent that from happening and have control over the people at the station. I don't believe any station in that region. I got notice now moments before we went online Vereniging police station, which is not the closest police station, but has been closed down due to COVID-19, and they gave some numbers where you can contact them on their cell phone. So the police station itself is actually not operational at this stage.
You know, it's interesting you should say Vereniging, because Sina van Rensburg predicted that is where the great revival will start, basically.
Yes, hopefully this is not the moment in time what it will play off. We wouldn't like a massive scale loss of law and order to take place at this stage. But yeah, there's an imminent threat to the people there. It's becoming an unsafe area, and I've stated this a number of times, is that certain areas become lost, and that area will become lost, and people have sent me voice messages and say, Marius, you're going to waste good energy to go there and try to uphold an area which is already lost. But it's not true, because the principle remains the same. We cannot, if we drop a principle, we shouldn't afterwards say we should have done this or we should have done that. And I'm blatantly saying it to people which don't want to get involved, is the risk is increasing in numbers. The less people we have there on the ground, physically there, the bigger the risk is that we might get attacked by mobs. And surely we risk our lives to go there and to stand the ground, but we're prepared to do it. But the more numbers we have there, the less chance there is that it will get out of hand.
Okay, we'll get to that in a second, Marius. I just want to address the side chat. Please, guys, if you've got questions you'd like to ask of Marius, just put them into the side chat, and the moderators will paste them when I'm ready to present them to Marius. Please remember to subscribe to the Loving Life channel. We've got about 800 people watching at the moment, which is a nice group. This is a very topical subject. Now, one of the most disturbing things I heard, Marius, is that there's one fellow who's like the ringleader, who's offering the people who are coming in and invading the land blocks of land at the cost of 150 rand. So he's actually selling land to the invaders. Now, why aren't the police arresting that guy for a starting point? I mean, everybody knows who he is.
Scott, yes, not only one, but unconfirmed information is that he has been arrested and been released again, which is double serious. I'm repeating that it's unconfirmed that he's been arrested and released, but that was information putting through to me during the course of the day. We're busy mobilizing, so we cannot chase every lead to the extent to verify. But tomorrow we will definitely know if that is true or not, and take that up with the more senior police if we have a chance to communicate with them. I've seen a video which is very concerning from AfriForum today, Mr. Ian Cameron, which have led to a lot of people which say, no, we have seen this from AfriForum and we're not going to respond, Marius, sorry. And that's very, very negative, because if there's some life loss, there needs to be accountability. And if AfriForum is of opinion we're a bunch of clowns to storm in there and cause chaos, it's totally not true. The right way would have been to communicate and to put up a joint thing, because nobody, we all civilians, we don't have the power to we don't have the luxury to work against each other there. And today was quiet there, it's true, but the risk and the danger has not been contained.
Right. Now, I've got to tell you, Dion said we are all Boere now, which is a good positive thing. Now, Wednesday night, I'm going to have a representative of AfriForum joining me on a live stream to talk about this very subject. You're in contact with the guys at the farmhouse. What are the chances we can get them to join us with this guy from AfriForum on Skype? Because that way we can actually have them talking together.
Look, if we schedule it for Wednesday night, I will be on site there.
So you'll have... You'll be on Skype.
I will be there. I might look a bit rough after a night in the field, so be prepared to not see me in my best. But it doesn't matter. I will be there, and I will have my computer with me, so we can go live right from the house. Fantastic. And we can do a good chat there, and also with some of the landowners. There's a little bit of a problem between some landowners. Blatantly said they will not give us permission to come onto their property, which obviously we won't. We will definitely not go unwelcome and protect the guy who doesn't want to be protected. But we want to see how many of the residents, because it's quite a big area which is affected. And the one guy you have mentioned now, which starts selling plots, we have. I wanted to show this on this live stream, but we managed to get one of the receipts where the guy bought a stand for 250 rand. And the problem is that it's not only one guy. See, the other guy can make money like that, so they advertising actually between them to sell more of this land. So you can imagine the problem is the let's say the unintentional invader. He doesn't mean to go take somebody's land. He thinks he's doing a very good transaction to buy a piece of land. He got a receipt for his land, and now he wants to build there. And suddenly now he finds out there's a court order, and the land doesn't even belong to the person who have sold it to him, etc. And obvious for the same value, they would play on that rhetoric that, listen, I have a receipt here in my hand for this property, which makes it very difficult. And that is where the politicians, if we have dealt with honorable politicians, they would have gone in there and say, people, this is an illegal transaction. Put your claims in, here's a docket opened. We battled to get information on what dockets has been opened. It's not disclosed. I don't know if AfriForum had better luck, but at this point in time, I had zero luck to determine from the police as if they have opened any dockets for fraud, because selling property which doesn't belong to you is obviously a fraudulent transaction. So they should have had 1,000 or more cases of fraud to chase. Now, and this is what we will find out more once we deploy there, and communicate to the politicians, etc., to find out what is the actual plan, how to address this, because we can for a short period of time safeguard the residents and put some pressure on government, but we cannot we cannot maintain that. But right across the street is thousands. So we need to get from government a plan. How are they going to resolve this? And I would suggest they arrest all the people who's selling for a starter.
Absolutely. Now, I guess the elephant in the room is, where is Cyril Ramaphosa on this? I mean, clearly this is a major situation developing, and he hasn't said diddly squat about it, which clearly implies that he doesn't care. Now, I've always said that Hippo Eyes, as I call him, or Ramaphosa, is a snake in the grass. You know, he is going to try and implement that 1993 ANC document, you know, the boiling frog syndrome. And his lack of involvement in what's happening at Elandsfontein clearly shows that this man is not to be trusted by anybody. Just talking about that, I have a question for you, Marius. I saw the video clips where there were 20 whites there trying to defend this property when there were hundreds of blacks invading the land on the Sunday. And the question is, where are the Boere? Where are these people who are going to come and help and defend someone else's property? Because if they don't do that, as you said earlier, they're going to be next. You know, if this isn't stamped out in the very early stages, you're going to get copycat occupations happening all over the place. And then who knows, it might be your family home in a suburb next. This is why this has got to be dealt with very quickly. So, getting back to the question, where are the Boere? Where are the people who should be there helping defend this land?
Yes. No, agreed. That's why I took some, my English is poor with words, waar ek gesien het 'n mens moet betrokke raak. You don't have a choice, and I can only pray that more Boers will get involved. We currently not a lot of people. I have 16 people confirming, and that's not where we want to head at this stage in time. Obviously, from now onwards, we also don't want to give out too many information, as our enemy will also have a look at these videos. So from tomorrow onwards, we will not give out publicly to numbers and people, but we're hoping to get some more.
Now,
yes,
for people who are watching,
there's a lot of people.
For people who are watching this video right now, Marius, and they're saying, this is ridiculous, I want to be part of this group that are going to defend the property. How do they get in touch with you or somebody so that they can participate?
Yes, okay. They in most areas is a NCA group, a National Crime Assist group. If people Google it, or normally on community groups, they will find that quite easily if they ask, does anybody know the local NCA group? Because through that they can assist in getting the information where to gather. Other than that, people can contact me personally. I will give my number I will read it out now if people wants to take it down. It's 072 726 3920. I want to ask people to limit calls because I cannot be constant on the telephone. So if they send me a WhatsApp, I can give my phone to somebody else to quickly put them onto a group, and that is working much better than trying to explain everything personally one-on-one. That's the one thing. Then the other thing is we have a lot of people which have already responded and say we want to go there, but we don't have transportation, or we don't have the means for money for fuel, etc. Therefore, we wanted to use a more organized account through an attorney. We have a number of attorneys involved. But a problem is if you pay 200 and 300 rands out, it's very difficult to manage. Therefore, I've used a personal account which I've opened. It's a Capitec account. It's in my own name. I take full responsibility, and people can pay in money there, and I can quickly by phone put some money over to people which don't have enough fuel or whatever, and also, getting things organized in terms of food and those kind of things. So yes, we will ask people, or we asking people to make it possible for somebody else to go if you cannot go. If you're sitting in Cape Town and you feel, I want to support this, please support this. I don't want to grab your money or anything, but I cannot afford to pay out thousands in money for people to come. The property owners there is also not capable of putting in thousands of rands to fund the help. So I'm making a call on people to contribute so that we can actually get more people there. Like I said before, numbers is going to be a big thing, and changing people, because there's oaks who can come for a day, and then he needs to stand off again and go to work or whatever. I've said today to somebody, I'm quite amazed how many of our boers is not employed by bosses anymore due to the BEE. Therefore, more boers is capable working for themselves to actually put some time aside to come and help. But the point I tried to make here is we don't know what we're up to, because if I assess this, this is government approved, and this makes it very, very difficult to assess the risk which we're running up against. And I have great respect for organisations such as AfriForum. They do good work with their helping hand and all the rest. But please don't tell me we have a good constitution if the government themselves don't honour their own constitution. Then sorry, I use toilet paper. I don't need that. I don't need that grondwet constitution if the government themselves don't honour it. And secondly, internationally, a government is existing on the condition that they can enforce their own laws. And at this stage, I'm seeing that this government cannot enforce their own laws. Their police force cannot enforce a Supreme Court order. And therefore, like I said, it's difficult at this stage to determine if it is on purpose, or just they don't have the means or the capability to sort out these things.
Right. Now, I know Valerie Bielefeld from Swart Maandag personally, so I'll actually send her an email with your phone number, because she's got a lot of people in her organization who I know would want to be part of this. And I'll after this live stream, I'll send her an email and ask her to call you. So if Valerie Bielefeld calls you, she's the leader of Swart Maandag. And
that will be appreciated.
Yeah, let's see if we can get them involved. Okay, now, what help do you need right now, apart from people coming in and supporting the farmer to defend his land?
Yes, first of all, we don't want people to come there with any form of alcohol. Please, no alcohol. If you want to come and help us, come and help us. Don't come and think it's a party. Secondly, please, no unlicensed firearms. If you come with a firearm, you come with your firearm. But don't come with illegal stuff, because there might be roadblocks and etc. We're not going to police it as such, but we expect from a person to act responsibly and come with only licensed firearms. We don't need that much firearms. It's not needed to I almost want to say, if you don't have a firearm, your assistance can still be used. We don't know what we're up to. So even if you come and you cook, and that will also be a help. And people in the direct, I would say, from the Grasmere tollgate intersection or in that vicinity, people within 5 minutes from there, which can offer us some accommodation, even if it's a empty farm shed that the oaks don't need to sleep out in the fields and getting cold and whatever. So if people can offer some kind of accommodation as close as possible to that, if it's a little bit further, it can also help, but we need accommodation in that area, and even if it's, like I say, a farm shed or outbuildings or just something.
Right. Okay. Now, we've talked about the help that you need. Sorry, I was just distracted by the side chat, the conversation happening there. I've got to keep my eyes on several places at one time in this. Now, you mentioned earlier to me that the danger time is going to be Saturday, Sunday, because that's when they appear to sort of rally. And because I think today you mentioned there were only a few people who came and threatened at the farmhouse and stuff like that, but then they drove away. But the weekends appear to be the bad time. Can you give us a bit of a breakdown on that?
Yes, look, this is only on very little information we got at hand now. But it seems the Oaks who's actually trading in this land is set up like let's say specials for Saturday and things like that to promote people to come. So on the weekend, I mean, last week it wasn't that many people there, and suddenly over the weekend we had a huge amount of people there. And this is also my concern with Ian Cameron's message, because we expected to be quiet today. Otherwise, I would have been there already through the night.
Right.
So, and I think it might be quiet tomorrow as well. We are a bit concerned about the message we received. You see, we also joining their groups and see what information they they sent around. So we are a bit concerned about tomorrow and Wednesday. We expect the police to come in more numbers from Wednesday, but if there's no action, they will just go away again. And also our own people, if you get there and there's no action, you say you wasted my time and I go home. We will not be caught off guard in that sense. So we will maintain the position until we feel that it's really safe. And that will be only after the weekend.
Right. Now, I've Googled the area where the farmhouse is at Elandsfontein, and there appear to be two large townships bordering that area, one on the northern side and one on the western side, I think it is. Where are they actually coming in from? Is it one particular township, or are they coming from both sides?
No, they're coming from both sides. And if you look at the videos, which there's some already on the internet, you will see some of the cars which they came in is expensive cars. It's not Oaks who's necessarily walking there. It's Oaks who's driving there in luxury new cars. So therefore we also have let's call it, we suspect that there's some more to this than innocent people thinking they buy legal land. If my gardener comes to me and he tells me, not that I have a gardener, but if he would tell me he bought a piece of land for 250 rand, I would laugh at him and say it's not possible. The registration will cost you 20 times that. But a person which comes here in a R500,000 rand car, you expect him to have the knowledge that he's been conned. So therefore we suspect that there's more political play behind the whole invasion.
Yeah.
And this is well planned on a very vulnerable position. Further down the road, there's more industry, and they will also, not more industry, more dense populated plots, which is a bit better secured, but they will be next in line because the let's say the natural growing of those two locations is directly towards that available land, and the municipality should have seen that. If they did a bit of town planning, they would see that they need to actually buy some land to properly accommodate the growing demand for housing in that area. Now, interestingly is that a number of the people which was actually at that scene, invaders, doesn't work or live in the direct vicinity, which we will also investigate a bit better. We have a communication list, and we're following up on that, but that will still take some time to get behind those assumptions we're working on at this stage. And that is, I almost want to say, we're going here into a thing which there's so many loose ends, and we don't have the resources. But the police should have had these resources. If you look at their budgets for crime intelligence, then you know what happened with this. Every police station have a crime intelligence, but they don't know of these type of things. How is this possible? I don't believe it's possible. It's impossible. I believe they know, and I want to have a report from the police. What kind of information they had about this, and what have they actually done to investigate this, because there's, except for the people, the landowners which have a risk now, even the guy who bought his piece of land in good faith, like we said before, this is a huge fraudulent transaction, and if on that scale, surely the police should have known about it and reacted on it, preventing this to happen in the very first place. The fact that the municipality need to go to the Supreme Court to enforce law and order is already a sign that the police is not doing their work, or intentionally putting a blind eye to this.
Right, now, amongst the police, there are white police, so it's, surely a representative from that area should come in and oversee this, because it looks like the police are just playing this as if it's not important. And I actually think that these two guys who've been selling these phony tickets have got a very good chance of being necklaced back in the township when people find out what's going on, because the Bush revenge is not a pretty thing to see. But Tilly has put down coordinates in the side chat. Now, for people who want to join, what's your advice? Should they just go directly to the place where those coordinates are, or should they go through you and be coordinated?
Please coordinate it.
In other words, contact you.
I don't know if add in the chat numbers, but we will have numbers available. If people phone me, I will be able to direct them and to handle the calls. But we will have a couple of people there. But please don't go to that specific thing, because it can be dangerous, and we don't want 1,000 people to pitch up there and they're not organized.
Yeah.
We will properly organize it. We have capable people there involved which can make decisions, and there's a mandate from the property owner to give authority to NCA, and so one shouldn't let's say cross the lines. There's a lot of Boer organizations which have, in the meantime, during the course of the day, have pledged some support, but we must always respect the people who have a mandate and who has been there for a number of days, which knows the area and know where to direct people to. We still have a problem in terms of accommodation, like I said. So, this will go over a couple of days. So if people know people in the area where you can go and be accommodated, and we didn't have any action from the invader side at night time, more intelligence gathering and just strawlers, but not a big risk. So our risk will be more in the day expected at this point in time, and people who look at this must please understand that I'm also fresh involved in this. So anything I say is very fresh and unconfirmed, which makes it very difficult. But in the absence of a huge number of people who have responded through existing organizations, I've got involved, and people know me. I'm not involved in military type organizations which have ranks and those type of things. My fight is for our Boer nation, and therefore, this is not my normal cup of tea, but since it needs to be done, we will default totally if we do not react to this, and therefore people must just understand we're not professionals at this. We know what we need to get done, We don't know how many people we will have and what their reaction should be. So yes, any help will be highly appreciated, and people with knowledge on crowd control, ex-policemen, whatever, can please step forward and say, I have experience, I can do this, I can do that, so that we can quickly put the right people in the right positions.
Right. Now, what I would love to see this weekend is a commando of 1,000 people on that farm, properly organized, and when those first invaders come over the fence and they see this commando just facing them, they're going to hijack it back over that fence and run away. That's the kind of situation we need. Now, I take it that if there was any interaction between the two groups, the sort of weapons that would be useful are things like paintball guns and things like that, which are non-lethal, just things that will give them a good sting on the backside and they'll go running. Is that sort of a good type of armament to have?
Yes. Yes. Anybody who have if you're coming and you know somebody who have a paintball gun, bring it with. Paintball guns is very effective. We have seen it working. The guys had some shielding there, which is quite expensive, but we can buy a couple of more of those shields, which help when a guy is throwing a brick at you. So, in the old days we had the steel dustbins, or even the plastic ones, but which you could have used to shield a brick which is thrown at you or something like that. And then a second thing which people must please bring if they come is fire extinguishers. We don't know what we're up to, but we want to be prepared. And then medical staff, we have limited, we have a pledge from two capable people to come. But I mean, if you're looking at the scale of things, we really make a call on people which have got a bit of, if things goes wrong, we want to be able to patch you up if you cut or whatever.
I guess it's important that people realize that the people invading the land have got illegal guns, some of them. And in fact, one of the audios was of a woman saying that she had heard on a WhatsApp that there were 4 taxis full of guys armed to the teeth who were going to be coming into the area. That's an audio clip that I was sent yesterday. I don't know how true that is, but apparently that was the intel. Yes,
no, I don't know if we heard the same video clip or voice clip, but yes, I've heard that too. The guys on the ground there couldn't confirm. They didn't see guys openly walking around with firearms. So if it's true, then one needs obvious to cater for it. I mean, we have one shouldn't take things lightly. If you look at the history of the rest of Africa, these things were building up, and in this case as well, one shouldn't forget any of the statements which was made either by the BLF, the EFF, even Ramaphosa, instigating people against white people. And the fact that this land which is in question is owned by white people, obviously they will be seen as target, and so yeah. I've been contacted by a woman which claims she's from a television station which wants information and wants to be there on site, etc. And we would welcome press to be there. We don't have anything to hide. We're not going to go there with bad intentions. So we would welcome press, provided that they work through the channels.
Right. Now, Marlena's written, and several others have written, can you give us banking details for small donations to help you? Have you got like a PayPal account or something like that people can pay money into?
I don't have a PayPal account. I just have a Capitec account, which I can read it out.
Yeah, just read that out to us. Okay, guys, listen carefully. This is the bank account details for. This is your own personal one, Marius.
Yes.
So the account name is.
It's not.
The account name is Marius Harding.
No, it's HN Harding.
HM Harding, okay.
HN for Nicholas, Hermanus Nicholas, so it's HN Harding.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And then it's with Capitec, and the account number it's 156 993 8332.
Okay,
and the branch code,
the BSB,
is always the same. It's 470010.
Okay, I'll just repeat that to you. The account name is H for Harry, N for Nelly, and then Harding, which is HARDING. The bank is Capitec. The account number is 156 993 8332. And then the BSB or bank number is 470010.
Yes, correct.
Okay. So if anyone wants to make a donation, aid into that. Marlena, could you just put those banking details into the side chat for me, please? Okay. Now, okay, let's just have a look at some of the other questions that have come through.
Want to mention.
Marlena's already put it up.
Sorry, I just want.
Carry on.
I just want to make with the money. If it happened that we gather too much funds, we will put this into a account which we can use in the future for the same purpose. So it's not that if we gather money we will share it or make a profit or whatever.
Yeah.
So people don't need to worry about that, and I am totally open, so I would have a bank statement available if anybody wants to have a look into what we did with the money.
Right.
But yeah, that at this stage I see that as a fairly big component of the success of the thing, because we can actually monster a substantial amount of people if we can use people, pay them to come. We won't pay anybody to be there, but our intention is to cover their cost to come there, and secondly to feed them. We like I've said before, we don't have housing at the moment, so there might be a bit of cost into that as well. But yeah, that is how we will do it. There's a number of organizations which is joining in now, which we will allocate into specific tasks. So I think by Wednesday night, if we have a chat there from the scene, then we will be able to give better information and more contact numbers if need to be.
Right. Okay. Now I've got a couple of other questions for you, and the first one is, what about the red ants? Can't they help?
That's a good question, because look, the structures, the red ants actually react when there's structures being erected. Now, the that problem has been contained, but it might be at a later stage necessary on a bordering, because the area can get out of hand if we at a certain place we can have a trouble on another place. Then it might be that we need to that we need to. People shouldn't call now. I see this is the third person trying to call now.
Yeah.
But
guys, can you not call now because we're in the live stream? Call after the live stream.
Yes, please. Nevertheless, the red ants, I don't see them functioning at this, because this is crowd control. This is there is people who came with spades and stuff to start digging their foundations and digging holes for most probably power lines, you know, to start with the power line distribution, things like that.
Right.
But the red ants won't have a big function at this stage at that premises.
Right. Now, Marlene has said we also need a PayPal account. Perhaps the money can be paid into Izak's PayPal with the reference Elandsfontein. I think that's a really good idea. So, yeah, look, Marlene, if you can just put in Izak's PayPal account, and if you can let Marlena know so that that money can then be transferred once it's in South Africa directly to Marius's bank account. Are you happy with that, Marius?
Yes, yes, that's perfect. If they can give that account detail, and there's they don't need to directly transfer. If they can, we can communicate with each other. It doesn't matter how it works, but yeah, that will be a great help for international funds coming in.
Yes.
Obviously, a PayPal account will work for that.
Yeah. Okay, so if you're overseas and want to donate, Marlena, if you could just put that PayPal account in for Izak, that'd be great. I think I've actually got it here as well. Let's have a look. I don't think I do. I'll leave that with you, Marlena. I know you've got it. Gee, I've got a bunch here. Okay. Now, Ben Hashem has asked, please tell Marius that these farm invasions will increase. The invasions are planned and set up to entice our people into violent acts. It will be used as a weapon against us. Now, I guess the million-dollar question, at what point do people who are defending the farms take action? Would it be if you've got a couple of people amongst the invaders who are starting to fire at them?
You see, Scott, many years ago, between Hekpoort and Skeerpoort, we had a situation where the Brits municipality actually bought a piece of land from a landowner, but it was marshland. The owner couldn't develop anything there, even if he wanted to.
Right.
And except for that, there's still a moratorium on building on any marshland. Nevertheless, the Brits municipality transported the people which came from what is the place, but a neighboring area where they had a problem, and the residents actually had a court order for them to remove the squatters. They just removed those squatters to their own land, and at that point in time, I got involved at a very late stage, and I said to the people, we need to resist this, even if we need to use some force. And at the time, people said, no, Marius, we cannot do this. We need to get lawyers involved. So we got lawyers involved, and this lawyer said, we need to go apply for a court order. And I said to them, at the scene on the morning, I've blocked the trucks by standing in a road with a gun in my hand, and I said, you will not enter here. And the people said, stand out of the way, we're going to get a court order. I said, how will you get a court order? Because it's not your land. The landowner should go get the court order. Anyway, the situation got to a point where the people, which I didn't live close to that, I drove 100 kilometers to go out there. And they said, no, stand out of the way, let the trucks go in, we'll handle this the legal way. Okay? If you drive past there, there's maybe 2,000 or 3,000 people there now. In 18 years, it has just escalated to the point that the property neighboring that, even 2 or 3 properties further away from it, is worth nothing. So people should react, and I advise people to actually study this a bit, because you have rights, and if you don't use that right at that point in time, it makes it almost impossible to rectify this afterwards. And within these laws, it's so tricky. You may not, if you didn't prevent the guy from entering, you already have a problem if he puts up a shack. So,
Right.
Up to now, it have happened. If you look at the situation there at Walmansdal, they have typically did the same. They invaded the land, they sold off the stands, and that was government land. So in the end of the day, nobody could have done something after any structure was erected, and it's a problem in the area. But now we start seeing the occupation of private land, and this is a completely other scenario, because once your property has been invaded, it's worth nothing. Nobody would take it from you. Right. Even if you were giving it to them and you offered to pay the transfer cost, what will happen is the municipality will actually bill you for the rubble removal there. So people should be very, very, very quick to react. If they see people standing around on the property, and this is where it is so important to join a group. If you're not in a group, you're not going to, the average person won't even know how to address this problem. But if you're in a group, and I've said this before and I'm saying it again, if you form a group, pay money into that group, otherwise it got no teeth. If there were money available over the past weekend, the people who have handled it would have been in a position where they could actually put a lot of people on the scene within hours, because money makes the world go around. And if you don't have funds, you can do zip. And the same with a little group which you set up in an area. If there's nobody who's actually gathering some money, even if it's small amounts, then you get to a situation and there's no funds to actually do it. And in a group, you always have people which is knowledgeable and eager to help. So if you say, I'm seeing people on my land, they've cut the fence, and people can react quickly. And I've stated it before, I will state it again. I will go and assist a person which wants to maintain his land. So at the previous thing there, somewhere in Natal, we heard over the radio that there's some land invaders and they got aggressive. I got the guy's number. I battled the hour and a half to get his number. I said, sir, we're on our way. We don't have much to offer, but yeah, we have guts, and we're gonna sort this out for you. He said, please don't. I don't want this into a racist situation and blah blah blah. Yeah. Now that is totally the wrong thing, because I don't know Boers which will actually, based on a person's color skin, go do him harm. but I know thousands of Boers which will react if another Boer's property is at stake. And the more we get involved, the better we can address this type of situations. It's actually scary if you think about it. I spoke to a foreigner today, and he said to me, Marius, how long has this been going on in South Africa that you don't have formed proper structures to I mean, you know the government is worth up. You know the government is actually pushing these things, but how is it that you guys don't have structures to accommodate this? You should have 1,000 people at a fingertip, and it's not happening because people don't join groups. They have all excuses, and I've said it today as well. It's better to go help a person which is sitting in his lounge and is changing channels, entertaining himself, and other people is trying to uphold law and order in this country. So people should know that in future, less and less people will react to go help people which is not involved. And I'm saying that I'm not a member of any of the groups. I'm not a member of Boerelegioen, which was on the scene as well. They had people there. And NCA, I'm not a member of them. I know the people very well. And through the course of our walks in the Boer politics, we met. But I'm not part of those bigger groups. But I advise people, go join whatever group you like. And even if you, a little group which is unknown, if you show that you're interested in helping yourself, I will come and risk my life to come and help you. But if you sit and you expect other people to maintain your safety, and you're not part of it, sorry, then maybe you live in another country, or you one of the people which believe that you need to just talk nicely to these people and they will leave your land alone, whatever.
Now, Michelle Brits has said AfriForum should be interviewed and asked why they are lying about the situation in Elandsfontein. Now, Michelle, I'm going to be having a representative of AfriForum joining me on Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Johannesburg time, so please come and join us. I'll be talking to him about this, and also joining us will be Marius, and he'll be in the farm where this is all, so he'll actually be on the ground where everything is happening. So it'll give Marius the opportunity to talk to the guys from AfriForum and tell them exactly what's going on and the latest there. Okay, now I've got a couple of questions for you, and this is a concerning one. Devon says Boerelegioen last night sent out a voice note on their app at 8 p.m. stating that they should stand down and not get involved. Have you heard about that?
I'm expecting that kind of thing to happen, as up to now we're still busy forming a committee to address the management of this. And like I said myself, I'm not the leader of anybody, so I will go join and respect the current leadership there. If I, in my view, don't think they're up to it, I would address that at that time. I know how to maintain myself to make it clear that we move in an orderly way. But I'm not worried about that because I know we're Boers, and Boers is born and bred for crises. So we will address that. There might come out different messages and whatever. It doesn't put me off. I know there was a bit of a situation in terms of who take command, and that is as old as the human is a problem. So the sooner we address that on a respectful way, because I make a call on people to come. You don't come there that I can boss you around. I truly, as every single person who will come will have my respect, but I also expect that keep to how the organizing has been. You cannot come there and think you can reorganize it, or saying I'm a general in the Ku Klux Klan or whatever, and now I need to be able to put out commands. That is a recipe for disaster. And secondly, one needs always to take in account accountability. You know, the day there in Botswana, when the crisis hits the fan, up to today, we 25 years later, nobody can tell me who delivered the 2 bucket loads full of brandy. And I have my own theories of how it happened, but there was a glimpse in command. And when that happened, things like that can easily happen.
Right.
And we mustn't ever play into the hands of well-trained enemies, because I can tell you one thing, I don't even expect that it's only the ANC and the EFF and these clowns which instigate these things. It's international intelligence organizations and big money which is behind the scenes to promote this kind of thing. So we must be very careful of how we and command is one thing and a responsibility is another. And that's why I openly said people which comes there, and I'm taking responsibility for people who goes there if they respect the other side of the coin, and that is to take orders from me.
Now, can I just ask you this question, Marius? Has a farmer asked you to take that responsibility? Farmer on the ground there.
No, he cannot. He cannot take responsibility because he's not in command.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, look, I know the 2IC at Boerelegioen. I might actually ask him to give you a call because obviously Izak can't. He's in hospital. But let's see if we can at least get him talking to you because I think they could be substantially helpful. Okay, now, Fiona Timms has asked, I asked Marius, where does the Boerelegioen stand during these early days? Well, we've just been talking about that. They haven't been mentioned much in these clips showing people begging for help. Fiona, just to answer that question, I'll speak to the 2IC at Boerelegioen and just see if at least they can have a chat to Marius and see if we can get things happening there. All right, now...
Yes, Scott, if I may just mention a very important thing which people needs to memorize. And you know, at the Banshu, the Boers actually fought with the fist against each other, and it made the track going into vast different directions. The Oaks were, we Boere, we differ from each other. But when a crisis arises, a Boer stick together like never before.
Right.
And that's why guys went far distances to go join up with the Bloedrivier. And in this case, I want to make it clear to every leader and every single person who wants to get involved here, come with the intention to come and help, and come with a clean conscience. You know, don't come there to promote your organization or whatever. We can do that during the course of peacetime. When we going into a thing of this magnitude, know that this is not the time to fight amongst each others and slating different organizations. We all human and we all make mistakes. We don't have a army which have a set way of doing things. So there's a lot of problems which will arise, and if we think this will happen without people getting angry or without people getting frustrated. A woman phones me and say, why don't you shoot these people? What were you man or whatever? Go and shoot them all. But there needs to be reason and there needs to be, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
So we definitely not going in there and have it all made and ready and nobody's making mistakes and mistakes will happen. I speak only for myself. I put myself under Ben Almeida's command there, and until command have changed, I do what he say, and I risk my life for it. You know, if he makes a judgment error, I can die. But I'm prepared to do it for land which I've got nothing to do with. And I only hope that many Boers will realize that this is the only chance we have. If we don't have the attitude to help each other, and you think you rely on the police or whatever, it ain't gonna happen. But yeah, that's the way I see it.
Okay. Just to summarize what we've been talking about tonight, Marius, basically what is anticipated, and we don't know if it's going to happen, but what is anticipated is that during next weekend there'll probably be, or there's the chance that there'll be another mass invasion of the land, because that's the way it's worked in the past. And what you're doing is providing a group of people who will stand up and defend the land. Now, what you're looking for is people to contact you if they're able to help. The weapons must be legal weapons if they're going to bring weapons. Paintball guns are a very useful type of armament to have because they're non-lethal, but they hurt us. I know how much they hurt when a paintball hits you. So something like that is a useful weapon to have. And people can contact you. They can pay money towards your bank account to help cover the costs, which you said is a big thing. So I'm going to leave it at that because I think we've covered the subject. We'll be talking on Wednesday night at 8 p.m. and when you're at the farmhouse in this location at Elandsfontein, so you'll be right on the ground. And I'll get the AfriForum guy online as well at that time, so that you can be talking to him and saying, well, this is actually what's happening because I'm right here. And I think that's important because there's nothing like actually being right there and having the farmer with you or having a couple of farmers with you who can come on and also talk to the AfriForum guy and say, well, actually this is what's happening because we're actually facing the danger. So is there anything else you'd like to add to that I've missed?
Yes, Scott, the AfriForum people don't need to wait till Wednesday to communicate with us. They also can take the number down and phone us, and it will be highly appreciated if they do, and they involve. So they're very welcome to do that. I know Flip Base personally, but I don't know if he's involved with the rest of the AfriForum as such. But yes, they welcome to contact me or Ben Almeida, whoever, and set up a communication line that we don't need to through press communicate with each other. We can do it straight between parties.
Right. Okay. Now, guys, I'm going to be shutting down this live stream shortly. I hope you've got the intel of what's going on at Elandsfontein and what the plans are to defend this private land. Marius, is there something you'd like to ask people or say to people just in closing? Is there a message you'd like to give people who watch this later or who watch it now?
Yeah, the only emphasis I want to put to closing this is, if you think you will never have the risk of calling on other people to come and help you, you don't need to help. If you think in your clear conscience you might need other people to come and help you, then take responsibility and go help somebody else. And this is what we're going to do now. And I hope enough Boers is looking at this and getting the message to actually rise up to the occasion. And there's two things involved here. One is the invaders, and another bigger part is the government in how they deal with this. And if they see they're not going to get away with not addressing their problems, and they see the Boers is rising up to the occasion, on the next situation they will not let it escalate to a point where we as citizens go and do the police's work. And they will react when a person phones and say, listen, I suspect these people want to invade my land. They will react and not let it escalate. But that will only be a lesson for them if we turn out in big numbers. The bigger numbers we turn out there, the most or it will be unlikely that we have any problem whatsoever, right, if we just come in good numbers.
And the worst possible outcome would be where there are only a few people and they just start putting up shacks and they just take over the land. So that's one option that cannot be allowed to happen. So as you said, if that happens, they're going to start doing it all over South Africa.
Yes, look, they will continuously in that area put pressure, because, like I said, it's already a problem about land, and it's not limited to that area. It will happen all over South Africa. But when we start creating an energy field of let's help each other, it will be much easier in other positions to do the same. I suspect that at this point we are a bit fighting a losing battle in that specific region, as the municipality have no plan. They have no plan where to go with these people. So if that is the case, then it's an increased problem if you deal with a government which don't look into the future and make future plans, and always want to create crises. So we're not going to see a change of government soon. So we will have an increase in this type of thing, and the only way we can show power is to be there and to support by any means action like this.
Right. Well, the Johannesburg municipality have got thousands of acres of land in the Johannesburg region that they could easily release for people to go and stay on. So, I don't know what their problem is.
Yes, no, I agree with that. It might be not as convenient for them as that specific place, but there's no industry which have an increased number of laborers. So, if one talk about the labor force in this country, it doesn't make sense to evade those lands. But this has been a calculated thing, and I suspect, I cannot say this is a fact, but I suspect that this is a bit of a power play between the ANC and the DA. And if I say the ANC with all their alliances, and because that area falls just within the area of the Midvaal DA municipality, I believe, I'm not sure at this point in time, we will also chase this information, but a part of this problematic area is within the Johannesburg municipality, and a part is in the Midvaal municipality. But my view is that there's behind the scenes a political play where the ANC tried to create havoc within the DA area. But that's just speculation at this point in time.
Right. Okay, well look, Marius, please just keep me informed by Skype if something happens or if there's something I need to know about. And if you can encourage people that you come in contact with to take videos and send them to me. And people watching, if you go at Elandsfontein and you've taken a video of something that's happening, my email is homestays@gmail.com. Marlene, if you could just put that in there, that'd be fantastic. All right, I'm going to be shutting down the live stream now. Don't forget, Wednesday night we'll be having Marius back with the farmers at Elandsfontein, right on the ground in the middle of the area that's been besieged. And I will also have a representative of AfriForum joining us, so that's going to be a very interesting discussion. And just on the admin side, I'm going to ask Valerie Bailefeld from Swart Maandag to call you, Marius, and I'm also going to get hold of the 2IC at Boerelegioen and ask him to give you a call, see if we can sort out the issues there, because clearly you need as much support as you can get.
Yes, thanks, Scott, and thanks for the opportunity to air this in a attempt to get more people involved. I thank you for that.
You're very welcome. Now, just talking to the side chat, the moderators, thanks guys, as usual, fantastic job. And for people who've been watching the live stream, thank you for joining us. I hope this has given you some first-hand information on what is actually happening on the ground at Elandsfontein. And with that, I'm going to say, please take care, and I'm going to sign out. Once again, Marius, thank you for being here, and I look forward to seeing you Wednesday night, 8 p.m.
Go